Hey guys, this is Karan Binani from MobiScrub and we're here to review the Panasonic P55. From a specifications point of view, it's got Android Kitkat running off a 1.2 GHz quad-core processor and 1 GB of RAM. The display is quite large, it's almost a phablet size, 5.5 inch with 720p display, 4 GB internal memory with 32 GB expandable. At the back, you have this really interesting tiled pattern on the back panel, which I think really makes it stand apart from all of its competitors. I think it looks really nice. It's very different. It's got, of course, it's plastic, but it's got this really nice matte finish to it, which makes it look really classy. It's a dual SIM device. You can insert a 32 GB microSD card slot to increase capacity. A 2500 mAh battery powers this entire device, and 2500 mAh, guys, is quite a lot for a device which supports a 5.5 inch display. It'll definitely last you throughout the day without any issues. And I'm sure you'll be running a lot of apps that require constant syncing. And trust me guys, this battery is not going to let you down. So this device is running Android 4.4.2 KitKat right out of the box. Hopefully it will be upgradable in the future. Let's talk about the display a little. It's a 5.5 inch display with a resolution of 720 by 1280 pixels. Now that's not full HD, but that's okay guys, you can still play back full HD stuff. Now in the front you've got your menu key, the home button, and the return key. All of these are touch enabled, none of them are physical buttons, and at the top you've got your 2 megapixel camera. Now you can unlock the device using gesture play. Basically you draw a gesture, as you can see, V for unlock, S for SMS, and a square for camera, and you can add more, and I'll talk about that a little later. But let me take you around the device. So you've got a USB 2.0 data syncing and charging port at the bottom. You've got the volume rocker on the left, and you can see that it's got this really nice metallic finish along the sides or along the border of the phone. It really lends it a very classy look. I really like it. It's really just 7.9 millimeters thick, which is very thin actually. It's almost close to 7.6 millimeters of iPhone. And at the back, as I've already talked about, you've got this really nice soft finish, tiled back, very different. An 8 megapixel camera with LED flash capable of full HD video recording, and that's really just great for a device that's just about 10,000 rupees. So there you go guys, the device is on now. It quickly takes you through a couple of things that the device can do, setup kind of a thing. And this is Android 4.4.2 KitKat. It's almost in its raw form as Google made it. Not a lot of UI enhancements. Wide angle viewing, as you can see, the colors don't wash out. The readability is maintained. The colors are really nice and punchy. The response to touch is also pretty good. As you can see, there's no lag whatsoever. It really reacts well to my touch, and I can double tap to put the device to sleep or to wake it up as well. And of course, as I already talked about, gesture play, I can add more of these if I wanted to. So, S is for SMS. I can also switch on the camera by drawing a square, and I can go into settings, go into security, and then within gesture play, there you go guys, that's gesture play. I can tap that and add more gestures. I can also completely do away with gestures. So let's say I double tap to sleep, and there you go. I've changed the screen lock settings to swipe. Now, if you want to do away with gesture play altogether, for example, you don't even want double tap to put the phone to sleep, you can disable it from accessibility settings within your settings menu. Just like any other Android smartphone, you'll have all of your Google suite of apps installed. For example, Drive, Gmail, Chrome, Google+, Hangouts, everything. And a couple of other things. For example, you've got the Viera remote that comes preloaded onto the P55. You can add more home screens, change wallpapers, add widgets, place shortcuts. So all of that's possible. You can add, I think, up to 9 home screens. And you've got a bunch of wallpapers for you to customize the look of your smartphone. And again, as you can see, the colors are really nice. It's an IPS display, so you've got really nice, good-looking, natural colors. Here are the widgets that you can, tap and hold and drag and drop them onto your home screen. And there you go. It just sits right there. And that's my weather widget that comes preloaded into the P55. Select your zone. For example, I'm in New Delhi. And there you go. You've got weather updates from New Delhi. Given that the P55 is a phablet, so it's a 5.5 inch screen, it's still not that difficult to use it by just one hand. Of course, you might struggle a little bit to go on the top and to the extremes, but it's not that tough. It's not impossible. Let's now tap into the camera and see what the UI of the camera app looks like. So it's got an 8 megapixel camera at the back and a 2 megapixel in the front. You've got your regular buttons, the record and the shutter key. The shutter lag is almost zero. So, the second you tap on the shutter key, it quickly focuses and taps or takes the picture. You've got full HD video recording with the capability of taking still shots while you're recording the video. You can also pause your recording and then resume it from that point on, and you can just stop and it saves to the gallery right there. And you can, access the gallery by just swiping your finger from the right to the left, and then go back into the camera mode as well. Under settings, you have a couple of capabilities, a couple of tweaks. So for example, you can add color effects. So you've got mono, sepia, you've got night, aqua, whiteboard, and all of that. You can also change the white balance modes, ISO. You can switch on or off the anti-flicker mode as well. Under camera settings, you've got zero shutter delay, so make sure that's on because that's going to really speed up the way you click photos. You've got HDR, so high dynamic range. You've also got a shortcut for that onto the main camera app UI. And continuous shots that can take up to 40 shots in one go. And of course, you can vary the size of the photo that you take. So if you want to save some space, you can go down to 5 or 3 megapixels. In terms of performance, the ANTUTU benchmarks say that you've got a pretty good score. It supports most games and most apps. So that's good. You can definitely multitask. And as you can see, I can keep switching between multiple apps very quickly. So whether it's from dialer to going back onto the home screen to opening the camera, again, going back and opening, say, SMS or the Antutu benchmark app, it all, the jumping is not that bad. It's really quick, it's snippy, and again, for a device that's under 10,000 rupees, I think it performs really, really well. To summarize, I think the P55 is a great smartphone for under 10,000 rupees. It offers a huge 5.5-inch HD IPS display, which is pretty good in terms of color reproduction as well as wide viewing angles. And then you add to it the 1.2 GHz quad-core processor with 1 GB of RAM, and you've got yourself a really good package capable of running multiple apps together. Switching between, multitasking is actually quite nice. You've got an 8 megapixel camera with almost zero shutter lag. And of course, it's capable of full HD video recording. So in its entirety, I think the P55 is a great device to have. And if you're not looking at spending anything more than 10,000, P55 is definitely something you should be looking at. So thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like the video. Feel free to leave the comments in the comment section below. Thank you.